Leo, this week exposes where pride has been covering pain. And once you recognize that, you stop performing strength quite so aggressively. Venus in your sign continues amplifying your presence, your visibility, and your emotional magnetism. People notice you easily right now. But internally, there's a growing awareness that validation alone is no longer enough to sustain you emotionally. You want sincerity now, not applause. The early part of the week may feel emotionally frustrating, especially around friendships, communities, collaborations, or future plans. The Sun square Saturn creates emotional distance in spaces where you expected support. Some of you may suddenly realize you've been carrying more emotional responsibility inside a connection than you originally admitted. That realization stings, especially because part of you already knew. Lunara senses a quieter emotional shift underneath everything else, too. You are becoming less willing to chase people who repeatedly leave you uncertain. That emotional threshold is changing permanently now, and honestly, it should. Midweek, Mercury trine Saturn helps ground your emotions through reflection, solitude, or a deeply clarifying conversation. Someone may finally communicate more directly, or you may finally stop romanticizing mixed signals long enough to see reality clearly. That clarity frees you, because once confusion disappears, your emotional instincts become much sharper. Career and visibility themes continue evolving too. Pluto retrograde is slowly transforming relationship dynamics and long-term commitments. Some Leos are beginning to understand that certain partnerships were built around admiration more than emotional reciprocity. That becomes harder to ignore this week. Later in the week, Venus sextile Jupiter softens your emotional world beautifully. Affection increases. Creativity returns. Some of you may reconnect with someone who still genuinely sees your heart beneath the performance layer. Let that warmth reach you. You do not always have to be the strong one first. By the weekend, your energy feels calmer and more emotionally centered. You stop needing immediate answers from everyone around you. And the moment you stop chasing reassurance, you become far more emotionally powerful.
Leo, your tarot card is the Four of Pentacles. This card reflects emotional protection, guardedness, and fear of vulnerability. You may realize this week how tightly you've been controlling your emotions, your resources, or your trust, because part of you fears instability returning. But emotional control can quietly become emotional isolation. There is wisdom in protecting your energy, but Aurelia gently reminds you that not everyone approaching your heart intends to take from it. Some people genuinely wish to build something safe with you. The question is whether you can recognize the difference.
Leo, you get hexagram 49, Lake over Fire, Revolution. This week brings internal transformation. Something within you no longer accepts the old emotional structure you have been maintaining. The change may begin quietly, but once it starts, it becomes impossible to reverse. You are emotionally outgrowing an old version of yourself. This hexagram also reflects truth emerging after emotional suppression. A relationship dynamic, personal realization, or long-avoided truth reaches a turning point now. Lunara advises honesty without destruction. Transformation does not require emotional chaos, only courage.
Leo, your rune is Ansus. Ansus governs communication, truth, insight, and meaningful messages. This week places strong emphasis on conversations that clarify emotional reality. Something important needs to be spoken, or finally understood honestly. Listen carefully this week. Not every message arrives loudly. Calum sees heightened intuition through communication now. A conversation, realization, or unexpected statement may shift your perspective significantly. Remain open enough to hear truth without immediately defending against it. Wisdom often arrives through uncomfortable clarity first.
This week carried emotional truths that could no longer remain hidden beneath routine or distraction. Some of you softened where you once stayed guarded. Others finally recognized where emotional exhaustion had quietly become normal. But awareness is where healing begins. Be gentle with yourself this week. Your spirit has been carrying more than most people realize. And before you leave, tell me in the comments what part of the forecast resonated with you most this week. Sometimes hearing each other's experiences reminds us we are not navigating these emotions alone. If this reading spoke to your heart, subscribe, like the video, and ring the bell so you stay connected to future guidance here on Lumen Lores. And do not forget to watch your rising sign as well. Often it reveals the emotional layer your sun sign cannot fully explain.